So today we're going to be making my brand new recipe for this amazing chocolate fondant. So give the video a watch. So to begin, let's start weighing out our chocolate. Using a really lovely flavoured chocolate as well as a quality chocolate is really important here. I'm using Callebaut's finest Belgian chocolate. Then I've melted it and I've added some colour. So if you want to add colour and make sure you use an oil-based colour, I used Colour Mill. Now in with the glucose syrup, all the ingredients are below, and give that a good mix up until it thickens and thickens and looks a little bit like this. That's ready, stick it to one side. Give your fondant a good knead, whichever one you are choosing to use, and then put your modelling paste, because that's what this is, your modelling chocolate, into the middle and give that a good knead through. Now I'm doing it in two parts, makes it a lot easier because it is a little bit gloopy and you're gonna need some gloves, unless you mind getting it all over your hands. I do not. Okay, in with the last amount there, and the colour of it changes absolutely beautifully. Give it a really good knead, and as you're going, it will start to stiffen up that little bit, and you'll feel like that chocolate is really starting to work. So I have decided when I get to this stage that I was going to take a couple of bits off and just make different colours because I want to marble this out a little bit. So this is me marbling here, so taking 3 separate colours, one with the main base, and then just rolling and rolling them. So you roll, you twist, you roll, twist, and you just keep going. Try and keep the roll and the twist then in the same way so that the pattern all comes through the same size, really. Okay, so once I have done that, it looks so effective, doesn't it? And I look so strong. And I'm not. This was a workout in itself. I had to roll this now. Okay, give it a good roll. I use a kingpin because I am such a wuss. I cannot roll out fondant to save my life. Okay, so take your cake out of the fridge or freezer, wherever it has been, making sure it's a good solid base, and then put your fondant, your chocolate fondant, across the top. Now smooth that top out straight away and just secure that top part in. It shouldn't pull, but if it does, you can just squidge it back up together anyway and it will just repair straight off. Create that sharp edge with your hands. There's no need to flip this over, it happens straight away. So I've used more fondant, chocolate fondant, than I need for this because I like to pull that skirt right out because then it gathers along the table and not at the side of the cake. So then I can pat it down. So you can see there, I'm pulling it out on the table and then just patting it back in. So a lot of elasticity in this. So you have got that give to be able to pat in. So then I'm pushing up. The last thing you want is that top part. You know, sometimes you can see things that gets a little bit thinner through the top and then you can start seeing that lip. Just pushing them in together and you'll see how this goes. It goes on so nicely. Look, I can even tuck all this up to turn it round so that you can see what I'm doing. So again, I'm pulling out that skirt the whole way round. None of this is tearing, by the way. It's brilliant. There's no elephant skin. This is just so good. And I used the cheapest supermarket fondant for this, just to show you that it really does work. So keep pulling that skirt out on the desk. Don't worry about waste because we are going to put this in a Ziploc bag and use it again later. So keep pulling that out and patting in. Come back round. Sometimes you might have to just undo a little bit of what you did to pull it back out and around, but that's normal. Now I've deliberately just folded that over there so you can see how easy this is just to buff it back in, because normally you'd say something that you shouldn't say and be quite annoyed about that. So give that a cut around at the bottom, pull my hair, and take off that excess. Put it into that Ziploc bag, like I said, and we're going to use that later. You can even use it for modelling because it works the same for both. Straight in there with a fondant smoother, straight on the top there, pulling everything out to the sides, getting rid of any kind of air pockets out, and then the flexi smoother. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, I love a flexi smoother. I think it's amazing. I can do everything with a flexi smoother. So we're just then coming up round those sides and then down the bottom and really smoothing this in. You'll notice I've still got gloves on. Modelling chocolate loves the gloves. The gloves really help to smooth. So sometimes just using your hands on it is just absolutely fantastic. Now, it shouldn't, look, I'm buffing that away. That's gonna just disappear in a minute. It's gonna be absolutely brilliant. So if you need to use your hands, that's absolutely fine. And if it is sticky for any reason, which it shouldn't be, then just use a little bit of corn flour, but you really shouldn't need to. Top tip there, when you're coming in round, don't do your knife on a slant like this, because that's when the base of the chocolate of the cake from the ganache just comes out. So make sure it's always up. Your knife is straight all the way up. Coming in then again with that flexi scraper, smoother, not scraper, and buffing everything that you need to buff. Okay, so I'm really concentrating on that bottom bit, and it works so, so well. I'm so impressed with this. I love it. And I tell you what, the taste, oh my God, it's like eating a chocolate bar. White chocolate bar, I might add. Right, I am deliberately putting a knife into a cake. Why would you do that? To show you that you can, okay? So this is a great tool. Modelling chocolate loves modelling chocolate. Okay, and once you buff it around a little bit between the two, it's amazing. So you can just pop over the top with some of that, and then see I've put a little bit of corn flour on and just buffed it out with no tools, just some more of the excess that we took off. Give it a good knead so that it's, you know, not got lumps and stuff in it. And look at that, look how it wipes away. So for a final amount of coming round, and if you've got any flaws, use more of that modelling chocolate. You're going to love it, the effect it creates. Right, so I keep saying modelling chocolate. It's not modelling chocolate, it's chocolate fondant. But I have to get used to that word, chocolate fondant. You can create your own sharp edge because it's like a form of modelling chocolate, said it again. You're literally pulling those side bits around and creating it. Look at that. So just mould it. And it's so, so good. Don't go too thin when you roll it out, because if you do go really, really, really thin, you're not giving yourself any give to be able to create that edge. But you don't have to flip this over. You just, with your finger, just go around using those gloves all the time. Absolutely amazing. And look, sharp edge right across the top. Woohoo! Really happy with that. Reminds me of Frozen, that does. I get that from that scene in Frozen. I'm rambling. Right. I've just gone round the bottom and used that special tool, the smoother, and cut off the bits at the bottom, which I love using that for, because it kind of just moulds the side of the cake, and then it's quite sharp on the bottom as well. Absolutely excellent instead of a knife. Brilliant. Smooth it around a little bit more. We are so there. Look at the shine coming off of that as well. That shine is literally from that modelling on let's get it right. That shine is from Chocolate Fondant on Chocolate Fondant. Okay, right, I am just enhancing that around, and just a second ago, I also with a pin just went in and just did what you normally do, just taking out any little marks there. And here it is. I am so happy with this. You can decorate it any way you like, just treat it like you normally would. In fact, it's a little bit more sturdy because it does set that little bit harder, but not so much that you can't eat it, because you absolutely can. I've been having a little munch because it tastes so nice. So I've just popped in some flowers and left the back kind of a little bit empty, just so that you could see the lip and how it's gone on. So this is my chocolate fondant. All the ingredients are down below, as well as links to all the products that I have used. And if you need to get hold of me and you have a problem, just pop onto one of my social links from below and get hold of me there. I will speak to you really soon. Hope you like it.